This is K4PEW Net Control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net here on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Is there any emergency traffic? Please come in. All right, I knew there wouldn't be any. Almost 10 years and no emergency traffic. Net may be broken at any time, though, if you have an emergency. So jump right in, just say hey, say hello, help. So we'll help you any way we can. For information on that, you can go to YouTube and Facebook and other things. But Facebook and YouTube, it's when you put my call, K4PEW, into the search block, and it should come up with a feed for that. You can also go to Facebook and put in MJ Simplexton Net. That's Simplex with a TON on the end. In their search block, you can find it there. You also go to groups.io and just look up MJSS on their search block for groups.io, GROUPS in the Oscar. Or you can send me an email. I forgot about 146.415.net. 146.415.net for information on Simplex. And then, of course, you can email me and get no answer or dumb answers at K4PEW@ARRL.net. Let's see, where were we? Oh, yeah. We normally meet every Wednesday and Saturday nights at 8 p.m. And, of course, tonight we're doing our bigger cavalcade of nets on 146.415 here, and then we'll go moving over to 144.240, and then to 50.135, and then to 223.415. We've already done 3 nets on 146.460 on DMR, D-Star, and C4FM, which we do every Saturday. Let's see, announcements. There is a Ham Fest coming up in July. I believe it's the 20th. There'll be more information forthcoming, but it's the one in Lebanon at the county fairgrounds, which will be a big event. It's one of the biggest in the area, really. I don't know of anybody in Middle Tennessee that has a bigger one. I don't know anybody in Southern Kentucky has a bigger one. The only one and I'm told that one over there in Knoxville isn't that big. So the really biggest one next is either in Georgia or Alabama. Where this is the one you need to go to. You need to come to this, or well, you won't be there. You'll miss out on the bargains and the connectors. Let's see, any other announcements? Oh, we got the Sunday night net, which is tomorrow. It's 28.415. 28.415 upper sideband. Moving over to 29.415 on FM, and then the only one I know in Middle Tennessee or anywhere that does an FM net routinely, and then to 223.415 FM. That's done by Michael, KM4YRF, which we've been doing for 4 years or so. It's been quite a stretch, and been very successful, I might add. Like I said, it's only 10-meter FM net, and I know it's only 10-meter upper sideband net that I know of in this area. At least this area. I really don't know what's going on in East or West Tennessee. I don't know. The purpose of the net is to have fun. Just figure out who you can hear, what you can hear. Try to put up with me. Let's see what else. Try to put up with everybody else. But no, to figure out who you can hear, who you can't hear, and how well you hear. And also, like I said, on the YouTube feed, you can hear other stations you might not normally hear, and then you can try to figure out why you can't hear them. At least you can hear what they're saying if you're unable to hear them on here. Some people are handicapped in that they're a low elevation, or they're saving up their money for a better antenna. It's hard to save up money for a higher elevation unless you're buying a tower, but most people can't afford towers like me. Well, I could afford a tower, but I have to sell the house. Anyway, is there any more announcements we need to know about? No more announcements. We got the Ham Fest, we got the nets, we got the impending fail of the dollar. No, that's next week. Nope, that's all I got. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started then. We'll be starting at, we're actually on net number 1014 from the south, but we'll be taking check-ins from mobile, what do you call it? Mobile first-time check-ins or people short in time, so please come in. Boy, that's going to be a quick one. Okay, we don't have any of those. Let's start from the south then. Please come down. Hello, Tony. Everything good in your sector?
It's hot.
Yeah, it's pretty hot. This is the pretty unbearable part of the summer, isn't it?
Well, in Tennessee, you should never go outside, between 11 a.m. and November.
Well, I don't know if it's quite that bad. It's going to get warmer, I'm told. I think it's Tuesday, up into the high 90s.
Well, I mean, at 8 o'clock at night, and on my thermometer, it's 86 degrees here in beautiful downtown Smyrna.
Listen, I'm pretty sure I know you grew up without air conditioning.
Yeah,
Yeah, but then you got old and you couldn't hack it anymore.
yeah. Well, we used to go to the movies in the summertime because movies and church were the only places that had AC.
Oh, yeah, I know. Isn't that great, though? You really did enjoy it then. You really did. That's why movies in church, we didn't have, the only thing we had in our churches up north were heat. And when so it got hot, it was pretty warm in the church.
Yeah, anyway, I know there's people waiting to get on
Oh, they're lining up by the droves, man. It looks like we're at the November voting already. All right, that was Tony, KF4 KFQ, and he's in Smyrna. Who else is wherever I was? Sal, please come now.
Kilo Echo 4, Sierra Yankee Victor.
Big signal, Larry. How much you have on D-Star tonight?
We only had 4 tonight.
Yeah, we got to build that up. I don't know how we're going to do that. More announcements? I don't know what to do. Anyway, appreciate you doing the net. Anything else?
No, we good. Kilo 4, that's what I mean.
Yeah, very good. That was Larry in Rockville. Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. Who else is Sal?
K4 CYJ.
Hello, Mr. Semi-Regular. How you doing, Jim?
I am regular. It's just, just when I'm not here, I can't check in.
No, I know. Everything going well?
Oh, yeah, we got back from Iowa last Saturday. Big bike trip up to Iowa and back.
Which event was going on in Iowa?
The Valkyrie Riders annual ride-in rally.
Oh, so you couldn't take the Honda.
Well, it's a Honda Valkyrie, yeah.
Oh, that's right. It is a Valkyrie. I forgot that. I forgot that was the name of it. I thought you had another. No, you don't have another bike, a big bike, do you?
They're both big bikes. One's a Valkyrie and the other's a Goldwing.
Yeah, I guess I was getting confused. I forgot there was a Goldwing and a Valkyrie. I'm sorry. I'm not real that familiar with motorcycles.
Oh, that's okay. Rode the Goldwing anyways because it's mine. I ride what I want.
Yeah, you're not going to let any big meeting tell you what to do.
That's right. I've been coming to enough of them. It doesn't matter. It's all about, a lot of us ride Goldwings anyway.
Do they, when you go to those motorcycle events, are they similar to other gatherings of that nature where they have a swap meet for parts, or parts and accessories for the bike of order there?
Yeah, it used to be a lot more than it is now, but they haven't made that bike since 2003. So the parts are, very few and far in between. Some of the stuff people want, what it's called, this unobtainium. It's a very rare metal, unobtainium. You just can't get it anymore. And then there's stuff they swap back and forth. But yeah, pretty much you have what you have, and you're not going to get any more or just about any accessories for it because they just quit making it 21 years ago.
So what you're saying is if you have some like relatively new parts available for a Valkyrie, they might go higher than the factory price.
Oh, absolutely. I paid $150 for a set of what they call bag rails that go around the saddlebag. And the last I heard, a used set went for somewhere in the neighborhood of $500 or $600.
Well, it's that whole story, man. If you can't get anywhere else, what are you going to do?
It's just it brings whatever the market's willing to pay. The law of supply and demand.
Yeah, it's called keep walking if you don't want it.
I have it. You want it? Here's my price. If not, all right, I keep it.
It's like a guy told me one time, take it or leave it, pal.
Absolutely. But I'm just glad to be here.
Yeah, very good. I'm glad you had a good trip. It was what's the trip up to Iowa? Did you do it in one day?
Did it in 2. First night rode to Washington, Missouri. Then Washington, Missouri rode into Dubuque, Iowa. And then on the return trip, we stopped to see some of our relatives in Keokuk, Iowa. So we didn't really get any closer to home the first night on the first leg on the way home. But the second, we had to get home on that Saturday, and we rode from Keokuk, Iowa to here. It was about a 15-hour ride, missing all day.
Well, I guess 15 hours on non-interstate. It's a long day either way.
What I'm saying is,
It's a long way. It's a long day, whether you're on an interstate or side roads. Just side roads are more entertaining.
oh, absolutely. I mean, I take the longer time to travel versus the hustle and bustle of the interstates because they're just crazy.
Yeah. There's a, I don't know. You just run into so many problematic things on the interstate, I mean, especially with a bike.
Well, the way we look at it, at least I do anyway, is the part of the biggest part of the trip is actually the journey to the destination. And you can't see America from the interstate. You see, a little bit, but you got to get through the small towns. You got to get off the interstate and actually ride through America to see it. I don't care if it takes 15 hours a day or 10 hours a day, whatever you feel like doing. But yeah, to us, that's the way to do it from the seat of a motorcycle and the back roads, and it's just much better that way.
Don't you wish everybody in the House and the Senate did the same thing?
I would, yeah.
That's what I'm getting. I really don't think most people in high places know who lives in between New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles.
No, absolutely not. Real quick, I don't know if that's going, but we stopped in a place called the Bridge Cafe in Farmington, Iowa. If anybody wants to take the time to look at it, it is not even a dot on the map, but that's where my ex-wife spent her childhood summers with her grandfather and grandmother in Farmington, Iowa. We stopped into the Bridge Cafe for lunch. The food was good, don't get me wrong. And the waitress in there, she says, "Where are y'all from?" We said, "We're from Tennessee, just out of Nashville." "Have you met any of the movie stars?" That's how small that place is.
Yeah, no, it's really that. No, I appreciate the small towns better than I do anything else. And the interstates are boring. I've spent enough time on interstates. It's boring.
Absolutely. I wouldn't trade them things for them time, moment in time for anything, small town girls and meet any country music stars in Nashville. It's a valid question, but they're not like behind every tree.
Yeah, we had them all over for a barbecue last weekend.
Yeah, it's fun. All right, I'll let you get back to that. Thanks for letting me have the podium for a few minutes. Good to hear you. Good to be back. KE4TYJ.
Yeah, very good. That's Jim. He's in Woodbury, Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet with a big See America ride back and forth to Iowa. Who else is south? South or east?
KM4YRS.
All righty. Anything big go on since we talked about 20 minutes ago?
No, nothing I can think of, Paul.
Yeah, I'd be glad to do the net for you tomorrow. I know you got something scheduled.
Yeah, great. Thank you. I just didn't want to take time away from the XYL.
No, she works Sunday nights too.
Oh, okay. I thought she was going to be off Sunday.
Yeah, no, it's another. I'm just so lonely, man.
I hear that, man. Good time at the breakfast today. I had 7 people there. It was a good turnout, and I guess I have nothing else, so I'll take back the net control. And thank you for what you do, Paul.
Yeah, very good. That's Mike, Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Fox right here in Mount Juliet. He does the Sunday night net at 7:30 on Sunday nights. That's why it's a Sunday night net. On 28.415 upper side band, and then 29.415 FM, and then 223.415. But I'm doing it tomorrow night because he has something planned already. He fills in for me, and I fill in for him. Who else is east? Hold on one second. I think I heard Stan in there, and a W4. I'm going to write it down for you. Forget it in my memory bank. Here, Stan, was that you? Yeah, it was great to have you at the breakfast this morning.
Yeah, it's good to be there, Paul. See everyone.
Yeah, instead of you, I was going to email you the answer, but I was hoping you'd be here. But yeah, sorry I didn't introduce anybody. I kind of figured you knew everybody, but I think you knew them by their voice. Jack had worked as for a video. Well, he worked for I believe it was the public radio station here in Nashville. There in Nashville. We don't live in Nashville. For a number of years, and then he was an independent camera operator traveling all over the world with all kinds of people. So it's an interesting job. And then the other guy, yeah, you were right. That was Mark, November, whatever it's called, Whiskey November 0. No, Whiskey is Can't even get the call whiskey, whatever it's called. WB0. That's it. WB0. You know, all these call signs float through my head. Yeah, that was Mark, by the way.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at voice. Yeah, I was good to talk to Jack. I'll talk to a little bit about photography, and he's given me some good pointers. I've been trying to get into macro photography.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Jack's got a lot of experience. Woo. Bunches with photography in general and videography, etc. Yeah, he's and with those cheap equipment either. So he has the edge on me anyway. Anything else for the net stand?
No, let's not go back to that K on 482.
Very good. That was Stan in Lebanon, Kilo Mike 4 Hotel, Quebec Echo, and Jimmy. What's up?
Hey, Paul, how's it going, buddy? Been a long time since I've been on the net. Just wanted to tell you, congratulations on passing 1,000 net.
Oh yeah, well appreciate it. Yeah, it's it sneaks up on you, these things, after a while. It's kind of like birthdays. All of a sudden you realize you're 75 years old.
Yeah, that's the way of doing that. But you've done a fantastic job. Back to you, sir.
Ah, very good. No, the last time you called was when the bands blew up due to the solar flares, and you said you're lonely.
Oh, I didn't know that there was a big blow up.
Well, no, I'm just saying the bands were dead, and you said that's why you said you were lonely.
Well, I think they're recovered now.
Oh yeah, no, the band. How are the bands today? Because I've been busy and I couldn't get on the air today.
Well, believe it or not, I have not been on the air today.
Oh my gosh, here it was. Well, field day days are tough, and the days I've worked field days for, like, I worked a couple up in Buffalo, and I worked a few down in Florida, and they are actually, it's more like work being on the air.
Oh, is this the AWR field day?
Yeah, it's today and tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Thanks for telling me.
Yes, it is. So if you get on the air, there's going to be people on the air tonight.
Yeah, I'm
You've been doing all right though?
yeah, I got problems with arthritis and all that stuff, but it gets getting old.
Well, I was thinking about starting up a health net for all of us who have ailments, and that way we can just commiserate with each other.
There you go.
Yeah, very good. Anything else from that, Jimmy?
No, sir.
Very good. That's Jimmy here in Mount Juliet, Whiskey 4 Mike Uniform Foxtrot. Who else is east?
AG4 CXE, Chris and Lebanon.
Have you checked in before?
I've done it in a few months, but yeah.
I was wondering. I was going to write you a note, find out if you were you left town or something, on a witness protection program.
That's basically, yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
No, is everything going all right?
Yeah, man, just been busy with work and working. It's just on the house. It's been pretty constant, but starting to get into a little bit of a routine. And I figured with the field day and all that, I'd put up my 10-meter and 6-meter loop, and I got on and was able to tune up both bands on that, but still don't have an outdoor option for that 2-meter antenna. But yeah, doing good. How are you?
Good, and you're doing pretty good. You had a S4 here and you're using the indoor antenna there, and you're where near Lebanon?
Kind of toward the west of Lebanon. But I'm on a J-pole, actually, an emergency kind of set up outside on a handheld, so just kind of operating battery powered.
Okay, I'm going to have to start a new policy here on the net. If you have a J-pole, never admit to it.
Well, you gotta have one. It's a roll-up J-pole. It fits in a little bag with the radio, and it's the go kit. But yeah, why not? 5 watts and battery.
No, it's doing great. It really is. I joke because I haven't used my J-pole in a while, but I do have a roll-up. In fact, I have 2 roll-up J-poles. No, one's a roll-up J-pole, and the other one is a stacked 2-meter. Can't think of the term. Whatever I want to think about it. It's a quarter 3. Dang. 5/8 wave stacked, works great. I'll put it that way. It's an antenna and it was free.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I got this pretty cheap, and it's in my little go bag, but I figured I'd bust it out and the kind of the idea of field day, right? Operating outside or portable or something like that.
No, you're doing great. I mean, you could live with that really if that's all you want to do is talk to me.
Yeah, that's true. But I'd like to put up the 2-meter. I just haven't got around to it. We've been so busy taking care of everything else, but.
Well, that's great. I'm glad things are going well with the new house. So.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. It's a handful, but we are enjoying it.
Yeah, you're your own landlord. That's the problem.
Yeah, and on groundskeeper and on weed puller and all the other things too. So
Yeah, I know. It is funny when that's the reason so many people. Well, I don't want to say that people who get into a house realize they have to be responsible for the property, so they tend to take care of it.
yeah, and I did that as a renter, and it's kind of funny now. I find myself being a little, more into this. So I was hoping it would be the same, but it's gotten a little more involved.
Oh yeah, no, it is. Is it a brand new house or already occupied?
No, it was about 25 years old.
Okay, no, very good. Yeah, the house I grew up in was built in 1917, I believe it was, and I moved into it with my parents in 1952, I think. And it's funny because when I think about it, the house I live in now was built in 1970-ish, in here, so that's 54 years ago. So in the house I moved into when I was a baby, well, baby, 3-year-old toddler, from 17, 27, 37, 40, it was 30. It was younger than the house I live in now.
Yeah, I'm used to, honestly, if I think back on it, about 75 years old is about normal for like my parents' current house, and the one before that would have been, I would say that era, probably 50s.
Right. No, I understand. There's a lot of great homes. One of the best things about the old homes are, and I knew that from Florida, is that there's a lot of wood structures in Florida that have lasted through the ages. I had one house, two houses that were built prior to 1960. And the reason they're great houses is because they're built with virgin pine that's hard as a rock. And as it gets ages, that resin in there gets harder, and it can withstand anything.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. I put something into the wall. And it was like a 3-inch, screw into one of the boards in my parents' house, and it basically grabbed a hold of it. You're right. There's certain wood, and I think that really was the summary of what I was thinking was, the wood is different these days if you're getting, brand new kind of. But anyways, yeah, it's different. Stronger structures from the past.
Well, yeah, and the reason it is different isn't just because, well, now all the forests that they use for lumber, at least as far as I know, I'm sure there's some lumber that comes out of Canada because we import a lot of lumber out of Canada. But the Weyerhaeusers and the Cascades of the world, they have crops of forestry, and they have those pines or whatever they're using is all matures in about 10 years. And so it's a fast growing tree. It doesn't have the same density and the same weight as the stuff from days of old.
Yep, and that's kind of why we went with the house that we went with, oddly enough. So it's definitely something to be aware of.
Yeah, just look at the homes. Well, I wondered that too about myself when I lived in Tampa. There were houses right on the bay or right on the Gulf of Mexico, within 50 yards of the beach. And I thought to myself, well, with all the tornadoes, the heavy winds, the big storms coming off the Gulf all the time, those homes are still standing. And a lot of them were from 1920. And a lot of them were even before that in Tampa along the bay, where, again, they're subject to a lot of bad weather. And I thought, why is it? And I finally realized over time, that was the reason. They are built to last because of the older lumber, and some of them had a lot more stone in them.
Yeah, it's wild. Things, forest grown lumber it just doesn't have the same longevity.
Well, if you want to go out and cut up some virgin trees out of the woods, maybe that's the way to do it. Is you have to drag a big, cut them all down, take them to the mill, and say, okay, make me some lumber. Maybe that's the only way out.
Yeah, or just go off into the woods and build a house, from the lumber that's there. But that's another extreme.
Oh, anyway, anything else for the net, Chris? Sounds like you're doing okay.
No, doing good. Just wanted to check in, say 73.
All right, don't be a stranger, man. And if you need help with something big, my wife's available on Thursdays and Fridays.
Yeah, I know. I call her. I left a voicemail. She didn't do that. But it's okay.
No, she won't. She's busy. She's busy with other projects. Well, there's Chris. Kilo Golf 4 Charlie X-Ray Echo near Lebanon. Who else is east? East or north?
84 DLN.
Hello, Mr. Danny. What's going on?
Just pulled in my driveway.
Well, very good. You working late tonight, or you're out goofing off?
I just made my rounds all day. I went to field day this morning, then went to Scarlett's house, then went to my son's house. We had a cookout. Just now getting home.
Well, you're a regular gadfly, you know that?
Yeah.
No, that's cool. How was the field day event up there?
It was good. It was more of a social event, but it was good. We had it out there, boys go crazy.
Oh, cool. No, was there many people there?
Maybe 20, 25.
Oh, that's huge. Huge, man. You could have had, well, it's hard to have 25 radios at an event like that, but no, it really, that's one of the reasons I'm going to say I don't like, those kinds of things because they're work and the social part of it is really important in ham radio.
Right. I think there might have been three or four radios. Four, I believe.
Oh, that's plenty. You can't, it's harder to interrupt with each other, interfere with each other.
Yeah.
Well, anything for the net exciting besides going to being a busy day?
Oh, that's it. I was trying to check in early because I didn't think I'd be able to get in coming down the ridge, but I just sit here and waited.
I did hear somebody in there, but I couldn't make out who it was. I mean, it was just a crackling noise. It wasn't a very good signal, so it might have been you.
It probably was. It was before the net. I was trying to check in early.
Yeah, no, I think it was. I'm sorry. I should have tried to answer, but even then, I might not know who it was. Anyway, good to have you in there, Danny. That's Danny Kilo Delta for Golf Oscar November near Cottontown. Who else is east or north? Carlin, you out there? Carlin is taking another nap. Anybody else north?
WB0NLO.
Hello, Mark. It was good to see you at breakfast this morning.
It was good to see everybody at breakfast this morning. It was just a nice group and good way to start the day.
Yeah, it's just as my wife always asks me, is it going to be a big crowd? I go, no, not really. It's hard to get people out of bed for an 8 o'clock breakfast on a Saturday when it's their day off.
Yeah. Well, I woke up early, was having trouble sleeping. Woke up, got out of bed, and I thought, wait a minute, it's 7 o'clock and there's a breakfast this morning. So that's when I made up my mind.
Oh, yeah, that's great. No, it was good to be there, and it was nice to see Stan. What's funny was I just presumed Stan knew everybody, but he didn't. He only knew you because he knew your voice. That's what he said.
Well, his voice is a dead giveaway too.
Oh yeah, no, as you would do too. After a while, I began to recognize most voices.
Yeah, I think Stan is over here pretty close to me.
He is just north of Lebanon, north of the square there. I don't know, a mile maybe.
Oh, okay. Then I guess not then. I don't know. Everybody sounds good.
Yeah, so far so good. Even that J pole over there in near Lebanon. That was Mark, Whiskey Bravo 0, November, Oscar, Oscar. Big signal as always. Who else is north?
Comment.
Go ahead, Mike.
Well, I hate to say this on the air, but Stan he talks so much I didn't even get to tell my story at breakfast.
Oh, we couldn't. I was going to pull the fire alarm just to see him leave.
All right. Glad you were there, Stan. KM41, thanks for the control.
Yeah, no, it was great to have everybody. Always is, always is. Who else is north? Please comment.
84 VW. Carlin named the found that page.
Did I wake you up earlier? Carlin, I called out earlier and you didn't answer. I wondered if you were taking a nap.
Well, when did you call me?
Well, just about 3 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Nope, I wasn't aware. I was actually in there combing my eyebrows in the mirror.
Oh, very good, very well. It's good to look good for the net.
Oh, I mean, just come in here and finished up eating a while ago and stuff, and realized I didn't take my fish oil capsules. I just went in there and swallowed those things down, and come on back in here, and you were taking them from the north, so I sat down, and you called for more from the north, and I checked in. So, other than that, at Danny 84 GON, come back.
this afternoon, and he, I don't know, was discussing some radio stuff and things, and I don't know, kind of visited for a little while, and then he went on over to his son, about 3 or 4 miles from here. They had them I guess, a big supper get together or something for this evening. So anyway, other than that, pretty much nothing but just listening to the net so far. So hello to everybody on the net. Hope everybody's enjoying it and hoping they're staying good, cool, and comfortable inside. So I guess that's all I've got to say. I'll turn it back over to you, Paul. KD4VW.
Yeah, we're gonna probably have a contest. We should we should make a check-in on, say, Monday or Sunday night to see to be like a lobster fest. See how many people are cooked after the 2-day weekend out on the field day.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the little all in sleep during the net. Me and Danny discussed that here too. He does the same thing. He said, I sit there and I just fell right off asleep. That's don't feel bad. I do it too sometimes. I'll sit here and checking into this net here. I'll wait for him to come back around north. But there was one night he started, I think, in the west, and when he got over to the east, I was sitting there, and during the east, I fell asleep, and then I abruptly woke up and didn't hear nothing, and finally found him at the end of 220. So I don't know. I said, I do that time. I said, the bad thing about it, I didn't feel tired or anything. I just sat there and I just dozed off. And I said, it's not really a sleep. It's kind of a semi-awake, semi-sleep thing. I'm still hearing stuff, but I don't know. I don't know what causes it. It's almost like being hypnotized or something.
I think you call that pre-comatose.
Might be. I don't know. Well, anyway, I'll let you up there where you can get some more check here. KD4VW.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, Danny mentioned he had stopped over your house. As a matter of fact, it was a big event in his day. That was Kilo Delta 4 Victor Uniform Whiskey Carlin, and he's in Bethpage, Angeltown area. Who else is north or west? Anybody else north? Good. Anybody else west?
Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo.
All right. This time you did beat out Jack there, right, Greg?
Might have doubled with somebody too. I won't keep it. 84 TV.
I think we're going to have another net. We're just going to have a doubling net. See how many times we can get doubling going. No, you can't help it. That was Greg, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo, and he is in Antioch. Who is the doubler?
KO4OTV.
You even owned up to it. How you doing, Joe?
I did. I thought I wasn't sure if I got in there first, but I guess it was a perfect double.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, what would ham radio be without doubling? Because it happens every day.
Oh, constantly. I do it just about every time I get on HF.
Well, HF, you can double from other states. That's what's so awesome.
Ain't that the truth? Heck, I was at Klingman's Dome last week around this time. Well, no, I guess it was a Monday. Last Monday I was on it. And, man, I tell you what, short mountain from up there, and I could hit the Jolton repeater, but I wasn't getting a good. I was getting somewhat of a good receive, but transmission was pretty rough. But it was amazing what you can do from that height, because I could even hear Simplex calls out of Atlanta.
Oh yeah, no, I tell you, elevation is king, isn't it? Just awesome. It's awesome when you can get up in a high elevation. I did that in Florida. I'd get it when I worked in commercial buildings. I'd take my handheld, and I had a 70 centimeter beam, and I knew where the 70 centimeter repeaters were particularly, and I could talk for 40, 50 miles easily.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, it really, truly is amazing, especially with that elevation, man. And it was kind of cool up there. It's probably in the low 40s. Got up there early in the morning. I don't know, probably 9 o'clock, but apparently everybody else wanted to go at the same time, and it was a little bit crowded, to say the least. But it was a good time. I got to get up there, make a contact or two, and then it just got to the point where there were just too many people in the way, so I just went on back down.
Yeah, I'm here. Do anything on with the field day today?
I did not. I've just been sitting here listening to the circus on 40 meters and playing around a little bit on 17, but other than that, I didn't participate.
You mean there's some funny people on 40?
Let me tell you, I'm sure you know all about it.
Yeah, I do. It was one, I think he was on 20 though. This is some years ago, and I was in Florida, and he was in somewhere in the Vancouver, Canada area, and he had a huge signal. It's hard to believe it was even legal in Canada. I don't know what their legal limits are there. I think they're similar to ours. I really don't know. But he was as if he was, just down the street. He had such a big signal on. I believe it was 20 meters. And at the time, now this goes back to the Bush administration. He would get on there and swear that Bush was Satan himself and all kinds of awful things he'd say about our country and Bush and all this. It was funny to listen to, but people would get so upset with him, they try to jam his signal, which was tough because he had a big signal, and they also would put things on the web with a map of his neighborhood with arrows pointing to his house.
His name wasn't Joe, and he doesn't live in Ohio, does he?
No, this guy lived near Vancouver, Canada, out there on the West Coast.
Okay, I don't know. I tell you, it sounds a lot like this fella. Man, he is like the 7200 clown. I mean, he gets them going. Let me tell you, they get in those political conversations, man, and that's when it really comes out. And it is just, there's times where it is just hysterical, but there's times where it's just pretty nerve wracking to say the least. It's amazing what they get away with over there.
Yeah, they say ham radio is self-policing, but apparently it doesn't work on 40.
No, not at all. And I'm on 80. I mean, I got some guys over there on, or 75 meters, I should say. It would be 3927. It's kind of the same way sometimes.
Yeah, I don't get people. I mean, they don't have any friends they can argue with or a wife?
I know. That's what I'm saying. And a lot of those guys are a little more laid back, but I've been noticing a lot of those guys are even leaving 40 and 80 and going over to 60 because of it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's just goofy to get on there and act like morons.
But I had to say, if you ever get a chance to, 60's a pretty cool band. I've been messing around with it. I can tune my radio in emergency mode and make my antenna tune up to 60 meters, and I can only run 50 watts because of that. But I tell you, man, it's a pretty quiet band sometimes. Right now, it's a little loud because of summer, but it depends on the time of the day. Like 17 right now is clear as a bell. Well, at least in my neck of the woods. But yeah, it's a pretty cool little band there.
Yeah, I haven't been on any of the channelized freaks there on 60 meters in a long time, probably 10 or 12 years.
Yeah, it's like 5 channels, plus you got, upper and lower, and I guess you can do FM and AM in it as well, but I guess they allocate those as well. I'm not sure about AM, but I do know upper and lower you can use on there.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of room to play. There really is. So people when people get upset, you go, you seriously, just get a different antenna or something, because there's lots of places to mess around.
Yeah, and I've never heard anybody talk about 60, and I was just messing around one night and went down in there, because, I mean, we've got the privileges to do it, so I figured I'd try it out, man, and I figured out a way to tune up my antenna with this emergency mode, and heck, after that, man, I've been having a lot of fun. I kind of want to get one that's resonant on 60 so I can run 100 watts, though.
What's the maximum wattage on 60 meters?
You can't run 100 watts on 60 meters.
No, I didn't think so. The maximum is, I don't know, is it 50, Don?
For the I forget what the effective radiated power 100 PRP limit on 60 meters.
Right. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, there is a limitation, though, Joel, on 60 meters on power.
Oh, now that's a good question. I did not look at that, and that's correct. I did hear that before, but I only run 50 watts, so I'm gonna have to look at that because I have the band plan right here on the app, and that's kind of interesting because I had no idea that it was less than 100, but it just says here the restrictions are crap. 60-meter band. There is a ton of info in here. But yeah, it's definitely got a whole lot of rules to it, which I knew I know all the other ones. I just wasn't sure on the power. 100 watts ERP is effective radiated power, so it's 100 watts
Did you hear that? Okay, Joe.
I did. I just found that as well.
Yeah, I knew there was a limitation about that. Yeah. Not sure why they put. Is that because it's a shared band down?
Yeah, shared band, and that's why they have it channelized too. And you don't be splatter anywhere or unclean down there. Or, you'll cause a fucking ruckus.
Yeah, very good. You all set, Joel?
Oh yeah, I'm good. I just pulled up all the info on it on this thing here, and everything is good over here, man. And I'll let y'all have back at it. KO4 OTB.
Yeah, very good. That was Kilo Oscar 4 Oscar Tango Victor, Joel, west of Ashland City. Don, you checking in? Because I already checked you in.
I guess I'm checking. We're sitting here playing some computer games. I was like, oh, there's a net tonight, and I can actually hear Paul, so I thought I'd say hi.
No, that's cool. You doing all right?
I'm doing good. I'm just relaxing today and trying to go out and do a little bit of yard work. And yeah, this weather with emphasis is not conducive to working outside. So I called that quit pretty quickly, and I'll tackle it again tomorrow morning before the temperature gets too crazy hot. Finish that up and just kind of waiting on some my last hurrah for buying ham radio equipment to finish. Still waiting for them to build my 2-meter 1.4 kilowatt amp and my antennas from Serbia for my EME array should be shipping shortly.
Oh, cool. From Serbia, huh?
These guys called antennas dash amplifiers, and I just haven't been real happy with M2 lately. I think their quality has gone way down. So I did some research and found these guys, and yeah, they're pretty cool. They take all their antennas, and before they even ship them to you, they put together, make sure everything's good, make sure they're tuned correctly, and then when you get it, it comes in the box, and everything's numbered, and you just put the numbers together and throw it up on a mesh, you're good to go.
Cool. No, I had some good experience with them too, but you're probably more intense than I am on that stuff.
Yeah, everything's still, they're still good antenna, but I just, the last time I actually put one together, I was not impressed. It was a 6-meter, 6-meter antenna, and I was not impressed with the build quality. I've got actually I have 3 other M2 antennas. I got a 1.2 gig, and then a 440 and a 2-meter satellite Yazoo. But and they're okay, but they're just not really what I'm looking for. So I'm going. Got those ordered. I'm probably gonna put 2 stacks on an 8-frame, one for 2 meters and one for 70 centimeters, and give a whirl EME for a little bit. That's kind of my last hurrah in amateur radio. Haven't done any EME yet.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I haven't either, but a couple of people on the net have done that. Mike N4MDJ has a whole setup on EME. No, my mistake. He's doing satellite work. I don't know anybody currently doing EME.
Somebody sent me a picture. Like Gigapart's field day apparently had an EME set up with the big Yankees on a little 10-foot portable tower in some field somewhere. I was like, that's pretty cool.
I'll bet. Of course, as you know, it takes a little power too.
Not as much as you think. I mean, for sideband, yeah. If you can do any kind of voice transmission, power is king. But for digital, I've seen people do EME on 2 meters with 100 watts and the Yazoo. It's not a super pleasant experience, but it can be done, and it's relatively easy.
Yeah, I get you. I already, that's something I'd love to get into. I guess I'd have to be prepared to spend a little more money though. Anyway, anything else for the net there, Don? Sound like you're doing all right?
Yeah, no, man, I'm doing all right. Just chilling out and relaxing and trying to get ready for bed here at some point. And, just checking in and saying hi to everybody, and hope everybody's having a great weekend.
Well, it was good to have you in there. That was Don, November 4 Delta, Juliet Tango, and he's in or somewhere in the vicinity of Bon Aqua. Who else is west or anywhere?
Kilo Golf 4 is KO4 DFA.
Hey, John, but hold on one second. We had Jack, Kilo Golf 4, India, Lima, Victor, in Donaldson. What's up, Jack?
Just good to see everybody at breakfast this morning, and it was good to meet Stan.
Oh yeah, always. It's great. It's always good. You have new blood in there.
Yeah, we need some same old faces. I wish Tony would show back up again.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I hope he's listening. Anything good for the net?
No, I'll let you go. We got plenty to do.
Hey, listen, I thought of a great idea. Your name came up in my idea. I was thinking about a new way to preserve vegetables, and that's I was thinking, you know how you can what do they call it? Dehydrate, like apples and pears and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I got a little dehydrator. But if you really want to go first class, you need a freeze dryer.
Oh, I'll bet. Well, I was thinking about because I go through so much of it here at the house. I jokingly said, I wonder if I could dehydrate lettuce in the summer, lettuce and celery.
I don't know. I don't think it would be much left.
No, that's what I thought. It'd be more like old leaves from the fall.
About dehydrated water, just add water.
No, that's right. I was just joking to myself about it, though. Yeah, I'm going to dehydrate some. You can dehydrate stuff. If you're going to dehydrate, you don't even need them. You have to buy one. Just set your oven on low and go to town.
Yeah, that's all you need to do. But anyway, I'll let you get on with it. Thanks for doing that, Paul.
Yeah, very good. That was Jack in Donaldson, Kilo Gulf for India Lima Victor. How you doing, John? Did you do anything good today on it's field day?
No, I took the dog to the dog park before it got hot, and I've been inside in the air conditioning all day long.
Oh, believe me. He was even yesterday. I wasn't out that much today. I mean, just a little bit. But yesterday I was out doing some yard work, and I realized, it's 75. I really shouldn't be doing this in the summer.
I would agree with you. I think it's too hot. I guess the feel as temperature was 100 and it's just humid. It's just not fun. I'm thoroughly looking forward to sometime in September for it to cool down.
Well, yeah. Well, you got to take the good days with the bad because it's going to still be hot here for the next few days. Fact is, it's not like this all the time. And yeah, summer can be a biatch. But like I said, lived in Florida for 26 years, and no, 36 years. And that was what I used to say in the summer. Summer would be hot as all get out and dry in the end of June or 1st of July, like here. It's like right now. And people, I'd say, man, you know what I like about summer? And the answer was, what? I said, fall is next.
Yeah, it's different out here for sure, but we've got great air conditioning. We've got it set to stun, and everything's good. So we're just happy we get all our stuff done in the morning, and then afternoon, everything's just kind of with air conditioning.
Well, that's the beauty of the heat outside. It makes you appreciate that you can afford and have an air conditioned home.
Oh, for sure. It's worth $100 or whatever it costs a month to keep this thing running.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's just, I often think here, particularly since I've been in Tennessee, that I think about the farmers of let's just say pre-World War II, because the air conditioning started to creep into homes in the late 40s, early 50s. And I just think about farmers working out in the summer, like right now, whether dairy farmers or whatever, soybean, whatever, they are cooking out there.
Yeah, the new tractors, they have air conditioning, GPS, and satellite radio. The old farmers had nothing. They just sat out there and baked. And, I'd get up at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning to go to work if that was my day.
Well, just think about, I had some relatives, my great-great-grandfather. They had both of my great-great-grandfathers had farms. And it was in Ontario, southern Ontario in Canada. But it still got warm up there. It wasn't like it's in the frozen north. And, they were working behind plow horses and or tilling and weeding by hand. And, not a huge farm, but, in there where they were for home products. And it's just, you realize how hard that work really was compared to today.
That air conditioning box I have on the side of my house would be considered magic about 100 years ago. They probably would have put me on it, called me a witch and said, there's no way this could ever work.
Yeah, it's really, it is funny what we take for granted, because it's, just try to imagine, we have in the commercial industrial side, we have refrigeration. I say we, or the international community that makes refrigeration products. We have single machines that will do. I forget what the largest. One of the larger ones that's normal is about 5,000 tons. and it was bigger at 10,000 tons. And I think the biggest was 15,000 tons.
Yeah, that's big. Anyways, have a good evening and stay cool. I'm looking forward to us doing our own field day when it's a little cooler.
Yeah, that was the plan. We're hoping to do something like a Parks on the Air somewhere in Middle Tennessee, and we'll have some fun when it's not so dang hot. Anyway, that was John, Kilo Oscar 4 Delta Foxtrot Alpha, and he is in Hermitage. I do get that right. I keep thinking it's Donaldson.
It's Hermitage.
Yeah, okay, I thought I was right. It's halfway there, halfway between me and Donaldson. That was John anyway. KO4 DFA. Who else is West or anywhere?
Kilo India 4 November Delta November.
Hello, how are you doing, David?
Oh, I'm doing all right, Mr. Paul. It's hot, like you said. I'm glad to have to go out into it today and do the field day. So this is my field day event right here, right now. Good afternoon or evening.
Okay, so you're number 17. You're number 17. Get your number for the day from Mike Uso. And I'm here in Mount Juliet, Tennessee.
Okay, well that's my first VHF contact day. I played with the radio, the HF side, and made many contacts, 25, 30 contacts. So anyway, Mr. Paul, I appreciate what you do, and 7-3 you and everybody on this net. KI4NDN.
Yeah, very good. That's David in Reedyville with a big signal. That's Kilo India 4 November Delta November. Who else? Any place, anywhere? Please come in.
KK5S.
4 Alpha Romeo.
Okay, I got 2 in there. I got, hold on there, Alan. I heard Carrie in there. So
Hey, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. You didn't make breakfast. We had a good time.
No, I'm still dealing with problems from last weekend.
Okay. Did you make bail?
Not that, I had a bad weekend last week. Last Saturday, I had to spent the day putting a water heater in, and then Sunday afternoon, we got hit with flash flood, and so I was out there at 6:30 this morning trying to pull fences back up and clean us up out of fences this morning.
Oh boy, that's a lot of work. How much fence did you have to pick up?
Oh, I got probably about 350 feet down.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's hope you had help.
Yeah, this time we had to call the insurance company because it was actually more damage and more deeper water than what it was back in 2020. I mean 2010.
Wow. Yeah, we didn't get that. We got rain here, a pretty heavy rain, but I don't think it would qualify what you got.
Yeah, it was just a flash flood warning out, and it just kind of settled around the Mount Juliet Lebanon area, and they said that we got 4 inches dumped in 2 hours.
Huh. Well, maybe we got that much here, but the reason I don't notice it is because my house sits on a kind of a crest, and it's downhill to the street, and it's downhill to the yard behind me.
Yeah, and that, of course, they being down this hole and with that creek running across my property, it always, we have high water 2 or 3 times a year. We may have a few inches out there, but it got up on one end of the house. It was well over almost 2 foot deep.
Oh, well, not in the house.
No, but it was high enough that it washed insulation out and stuff like that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's not good.
Nope, but that's just kind of the way things go sometimes.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like I tell my wife, I said, some things you just can't predict or prevent.
Correct. Breakfast this morning because I went and got there before it got hot and try to get as much done as I could.
Oh, yeah, because it was hot by the time noon rolled around.
By the time that we quit and come in for the first part this morning was probably about the time you guys were leaving the restaurant.
We got out of there pushing 11 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, we kind of quit on that part of it about 10 o'clock this morning, and still had other things we had to do in addition to that, but that part kind of got most of the fences kind of at least halfway stood back up, but that's
Cool. Anything else for the net? I know you didn't do anything on the air today, did you?
No, this is my field day event.
Yeah, don't work so hard, man. Anything else?
That's it. Have fun, guys.
Very good. That was Carrie, Kilo 5 Sierra in Baird's Mill. Was that you, Alan? Kilo 4 Alpha Lima? I think I lost Alan. He did check in. Somebody go down there to Alexandria and wake up Alan. Either that or his remote station and Hermitage isn't working. Well, I'll wait. He'll be back. As far as I'm concerned, that's a chicken. Is anybody else north, south, east, or west?
Whiskey Charlie 4 Alpha Romeo DNQ.
All righty, KC4 TNQ. Hold on one second. Charles, I had KC4 Alpha Romeo. Oh, who is this? My memory's going bad on that call.
Now it's Whiskey Charlie 4 Alpha Romeo. This is the Wilson County Amateur Radio Club at Field Day.
Oh, this must be Bill.
It is not. It is Chris, KC4AET.
You know, you have a similar voice to Bill. Not the same, but similar. That's why it confused me a little.
Yeah, probably close. So I got a 6-pack of call signs for you if you want a copy for check-ins.
I can do that. Just go kind of slow.
Sure thing. So mine first, Kilo Quebec 4 Alpha Echo Tango.
Okay, yeah, we got her.
November 4 Lima Lima Charlie.
Very good. We got Logan in there. Very good.
Kilo 4 Whiskey Uniform.
That would be Bill, yes.
Kilo 9 Tango Delta Foxtrot.
That one I don't know.
You come back into the area. Here's another one you don't know. Whiskey 8 Mike Alpha Mike.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I don't know who that is either.
And then we've got Kilo Bravo 9 Romeo Kilo.
Oh, okay, very good. I know Frank. Who was MAM? What's his name?
That's what's her name. It's the perfect call sign.
Ah, okay, it's her, but you didn't. Her name isn't ma'am, I'm sure.
No, her name is Melinda.
All right, very good. It had to be an M word anyway.
Yep, no, very good. It was a good. As soon as I read it, I said the same thing. It's a great call sign.
Anybody else? Well, that's certainly a bunch in there. Hold on, whoever we're just checking in. Hold on one second. Well, good to have everybody. Who is Tango Delta Foxtrot?
Stanley. He's back in the area after some departure and starting to get back into radio again.
Say Stanley?
Yourself.
Oh, I don't think I know him.
Probably not. Like I said, he's new to the area and trying to get back into radio now.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's a good place to start over there at the Hamfest. I mean, over at the field day.
Yeah, his family showed up with field day shirts on and everything. It was great.
Oh, man, what a show off.
You know, we had a pretty good turnout. We were over here next to the farm stand. We had a lot of people come by, visit, sign the guest log, ask a lot of questions. We got a couple young kids on the air and stuff today, so it's been pretty successful.
Oh, yeah, well, to have that many people over there and that many people checking in, that's awesome.
Yep, pretty good. So we'll be out here tonight. I think Michael's going to try working the space station tonight, or working some other satellites, and we'll be out here in the morning if anybody wants to come by.
Awesome. Well, very good. Good to have you in there, Chris, and I appreciate you and relaying all those virtual check-ins. No, I'm glad you guys are busy out there at the field day. That's great.
Yep, that's right. Thanks for running the net, Paul. 73, everybody. Have a good one.
Very good. That was Kilo Quebec 4 Echo Alpha Tango, and they're at the Wilson County Amateur Radio Club there in, I forget where it was exactly, but it's over in eastern Wilson County for the field day. And also we had Alan. Are you still in there? Got no Alan. Heard Carrie. Bill wasn't good. Hold on. Charles, that's who I was missing. How's it going, Charles?
Good evening, Paul. How's it going?
Well, I had a big list of claw through there. I remember who I skipped over there, and that was you.
And you didn't get none of them your report.
You did what?
You didn't get any QCW report.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think you're going to write me down as a QSO for the field day.
Anthony McAnswer.
Well, they were all 5'9", every one of them. 5'9", and I'm Echo Mike 66 Romeo Echo.
One down to Tennessee.
Everything going good for you there, Charles? We missed you at the breakfast, but I'm hoping you worked something on the air, did you?
I'm still working on that. This is Molly.
Oh, very good. Well, I'll let you get back to it. Anything for the net?
No, glad you're there. You have an evening, 7:30, KC14.
Very good. That was Charles in West Nashville, Kilo Charlie 4 Tango November, Quebec. Anybody else out west or anywhere? All right. Well, then now's the time we call for. I found my old list that I haven't used in a while, and to pick up on the others, and that would be the sandbaggers. We're looking for sandbaggers, lollygaggers, lurkers, skulkers, slackers, lackeys, toadies, lackards, repeater kerchunkers, scanner listeners, shape-shifting lizard people, moon landing deniers, and flat earth people. Please come in.
K1SPD.
Would you have come on if I didn't say that long list?
Probably.
No, I just ran across it and this and that. I looked and say, no, I made a list of those things, and I haven't used all of them in a long time. How are you going, Scott?
Wonderful. How about yourself?
Oh, we're doing very good. I'm just, it's good to be inside on a day like today. That's the beauty.
Yeah, I thought about going down to Murfreesboro, mainly because I didn't know if somebody was going to be there or not. And someone I haven't seen in many, many years. But now I'm just too hot to go anywhere.
Yeah, it's a cooker. I mean, but again, the first year I mentioned this a few times. First year I came to Tennessee in 2012 in June, and it was in June around this time. I don't remember when it was, but it was in June, and it was 105. And so this 96 ain't crap when it's 105.
When the dog wants to go for a walk and comes back in early, it's hot.
I know, that's my dog. If it's really cold out, they come in a hurry, and in a day like today, they go out, and pretty soon they're crying to come back in.
I did make a 2-meter simplex contact today on this frequency.
Oh, very good. 415.
Yes. Robin came back to my call.
What time was I? I was out in the living room with my wife. I'm pretty sure that I heard somebody talking here, but I didn't get up to go see who it was.
Let me see. I logged it. It was at I'd say that would have been like 2:15 or 1:15.
That sounds about right. Yes.
I did that one and say a couple of 15s, a 20, and a 40 meter. That's my contribution to the field day event.
Oh yeah. Field day it can be, like I said, it can be laborious if you want it to be.
Yep. I tried on 223, but nobody responded. All right, well, carry on. K1 is predict.
Yeah, very good. That was Scott. Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta. He still hasn't told me where he falls. I think he just falls into the sandbagger area, but we'll leave it up to him to say so. Who else? Any place, anywhere, please come now before we move over to 144.240. Well, very good. We had 28 check-ins. We would have, without all those others that were packed together over there at the Wilson County Amateur Radio Club, we would have had 19, 20, 21. We would have had about 21 or 22, but without those. But even so, 28, we realized that they're all over there working the nets or working the DX, hopefully. Anyway, we're going to move over to 144.240, unless I heard somebody complain. All right, that's where I'm going. There you go. I made the mistake just now of I was holding the press to talk when I really shouldn't have been. I was trying to change the frequency and it wouldn't let me. And I didn't know why. And then I realized I had my thumb on the button. Anyway, this is K4PEW here on 144 at 240 and looking for check-ins from, we're going to start from, there's not going to be as many, but we're going to start from the south. Please come down. Very good. That was Mike, Jim, excuse me, Jim in Woodbury. It's Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet. Good signal there, Jim. Who else is Sal? Yeah, even bigger signal. A very good signal from Scott in Laverne. Who else is south? Anybody east? Very good. That's Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot here in Mount Juliet. That's Michael. Who else is east? East, come now. I can hear people out way out in the distance. I'm pretty sure it's not our net, but anybody else east? All right, up to the north. All right, had two in there. Mark with a big signal. Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar. And Danny, Danny's call. I was messing screw that up. It's hold on one second. I'll get it straight. You think I'd get this straight after a while? It's KD for GON, and that's Danny. I guess I'm applauded for remembering call signs, but I don't always remember. We're good to have you in there, Danny. You sound good. And Mark, of course, you sound excellent because you're relatively close to me. It's Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar. And Danny is Kilo Delta 4 Golf Oscar November. Who else is north? Very good, Carlin. You got a decent signal. Very readable. Not a big signal, but a very readable signal. Kilo Delta 4, Victor Uniform Whiskey. Who else is north? Or west? November 4, Delta Juliet Tango. Yeah, Don. You're a real big signal coming out of Bon Aqua. November 4, Delta Juliet Tango. Which antenna are you using for tonight on that? Oh, it is the X7. Very good. I didn't know if you had a beam out there on 2 meters or not. Cool. Yeah, Serbia's got to be more than 10 to 15, 10, no, 3 weeks. Cool. Well, very good. It's November 4, Delta Juliet Tango in Bon Aqua. Who else is west?
Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor.
You sound like you're on a commercial radio station tonight, Jake.
Well, thank you very much. Everybody sounded pretty good.
Yeah, it is. No, sounds real good tonight. Really good conditions so far. We'll see what happens over on 6 meters. Who else? That was Jack. Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor. Who else is west?
Kilo Golf 4, Charlie Victor Echo.
Oh, yeah. The Cud Vector Victor Echo. Well, maybe it's a Cud Vector Echo. That's what it is. Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo. That's Greg and Antioch. Signal sounded good. Who else is wherever I was? West. Anybody else west or anywhere? All right, we got nothing besides, well, we got 10. But anyway, we have 10 in here tonight on 2 meter sideband. We're moving over to 50.135. Unless I hear somebody's complain.
It's hot and you need a pool.
Oh, I like to go to other people's pools because I don't want to clean mine.
I hear that.
Anyway, who else is anybody else out there before we move? Oh, I don't know if I want to drive that far in the heat. All right, very good. We're moving over to 50.135. We'll see you there. All righty, we're on 50.135. Looking for check-ins here on 6 meters on 50.135 in case somebody was off frequency. Who else? Who is, not who else, but who is south? Please come down. All righty, I got He's from this north, but it's we've got Danny up there in near Cotton Town, Kilo Delta 4 Golf Oscar November. Anybody else south? Anybody south or east? Very good. We got Michael in there, Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. Who else is east? East or north? All right, east, north, or west? All right, we got Kilo Oscar 4 Oscar Tango Victor Joel in West Ashland City. Was that Jack in there? All right, boy, way back in the depths of the cave, you like your sound. That was Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor, but I got a copy on you because I was wearing the headset. Who else is west? And that was Jack in Donaldson. Who else is west? Oh, yeah, your signal is about 8 times better than Jack's tonight. Oh, I understand. Anyway, that's Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo, and that's Greg in Antioch. Who else is west? West or anywhere? Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta. That's Scott in Laverne. Is there anybody else in there? Any place, anywhere, please come now. All righty. We don't have any sandbaggers, lollygaggers, lurkers, skulkers, slackers, lackeys, toadies, or lackards, and nobody else, right? Fine business. We had a total of 7 there. We had, how many did we have? 10 on 2 meters upper side band and 7 on 50.135. We're moving right over to the big net over on 223.415. We'll see you there, K4PW. Appreciate everybody being there. Have a good night, everybody. Good night, YouTube.